UFC 318 going down from the Smoothie Center, New Orleans, Louisiana, and the retirement of a legend. Dustin the Diamond Poirier, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, the greatest fighter to never become an undisputed UFC champion. There's a lot of guys you could throw on the list. And granted, Poirier, former interim champion, I think that deserves some recognition. Same time, though, just a legend. I mean, you run down the resume, and particularly that run from about, I'd say, 2017, 2018 to about 2024, 2023, somewhere around there. Impeccable. I mean, you're talking just in that little run. Jim Miller, Anthony Pettis, Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, Max Holloway, Conor McGregor twice, Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler. That is a Hall of Fame resume, and he did that in the span of about 4 or 5 years.
Can you list his last 5 opponents just so the audience knows?
His last 5, Islam Makhachev, Benoit Saint-Denis, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Charles Dubronx Oliveira. He's a legend.
Lesser men would have fallen way harder.
The record is 30-9, and whenever you consider that his average opponent was like Kratos from God of War, that's
I love that.
Average Dustin Poirier opponent is just it's unreal. I mean, the guy has fought the who's who across it's easy to forget 145 and 155 because he started his career down at 145. He fought obviously Max Holloway the first time down to 145. UFC 143.
A baby Max,
This is mind-blowing. This is one of the first UFC cards I personally remember. It was, I think, Wednesday, February or March of 2012. Nick Diaz, Carlos Condit. One of the first fights on the card is a young Dustin Poirier.
Natural born killer?
Yes, in the main event. And 125 Diaz, fuck you. I love Carlos Condit, but I mean, I've always said that's a bad decision, dude. I don't care if you're, yes, he landed more, but come on, dude. Come on. Anyways, that's besides the point. A young Dustin Poirier fought a young Max Holloway who's stepping on short notice. And here we are 13 years later, full circle, former champion, one of the GOATs at 145, currently holding the BMF title, taking on former interim champion, one of the greatest of all time. They're both legends in their own right, and they're running it back for the third and final time in Dustin's hometown of New Orleans. And this is movie type shit. But once you get into the fight itself, once you get past all the theatrics, you get into a fight where it's like, okay, Max Holloway, you can almost throw that first fight out the window. That was Max Holloway, 4-0, 20 years old, didn't even really have a real trainer at that point. He's talked about this. He was learning combos from the UFC video game.
Fucking insanity.
Yeah. So you can throw that out the window. The second fight, I'm not saying you can throw it out the window, but also weird circumstances. That was Max Holloway versus Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson says, I'm not fighting for an interim belt again. I'm waiting for Khabib whenever Khabib was suspended. And then Dustin's like, you know what? I'll fight him. Step up on 5 weeks' notice. That fight's made. First UFC ESPN pay-per-view. Muffin Top Max ends up getting outpointed. It was a very close fight. Fight of the year contender right after the real fight of the year.
Shit, I thought Max won it at the time.
And you know what? You can make a damn good argument. Very many people forget how close that fight was. But now Max Holloway, a built 155er. He showed it last year. Once he's dedicated to the weight class, he's a top 5 bare minimum. He carries that power. He's still that good.
Or I guess he can generate that power.
He can generate that power,
I guess that's really the real...
Yeah. And, well, I mean, he showed that he had power 145, but he was always a volume guy. He seems like he does carry more power, like you said. And Dustin Poirier, man, on the opposite side, I mean, 36 years old, but, the greatest 36-year-old in the game. I mean, he brought Islam Makhachev to his limit last summer. I'm fired up, but I've never been more heading into a fight. It's the most 50-50 fight in a long time for me personally. I'll say that. I mean, just both these guys have a lot of stuff going into this. They're both coming off losses, but it doesn't really feel like they are.
A lot of fight miles on both.
A lot of fight miles. Give me your thoughts on this fight, Angel. According to the current line, I'm going to throw this out there before I actually get your take. But the current betting line, according to our friends over at BetMGM, -110s across the board.
And that's
a pick'em fight.
And that's what it should be, man. That's what it should be. These guys have history, like you said. They are both still at a very good point in their career, despite whatever's happened recently. Not even just that, but two of the most loved guys in this sport.
Mm-hmm.
If you know anybody who follows the sport and you mention these two names, they're like, dude, fuck yeah. I love those two guys.
Yeah.
So violence should be guaranteed for this. I don't imagine this being a boring fight. I'm curious to see if this is going to be if Dustin's to be a showman in this fight, or he's going to go out there to win specifically. And the reason I'm saying that is I wonder if he's going to be out there and he's like, we're going to fucking strike out here the whole time. No takedowns, no nothing like that. We're going to bang it out. Which if he does, I mean, shit. I mean, that's Max's wheelhouse. He's very comfortable there, but Max has great defense, good jiu-jitsu that's underrated. I mean, the fight, certainly wherever it goes, I mean, both guys are comfortable. I just wonder how much we are going to see, you know? How deep are these guys going to dig? How crazy is this going to get? Or is this going to be kind of a fun fight where these guys are just going at it the whole night?
I think it's going to be that one. I think it's going to be a war. I think Dustin Poirier knows, and a lot of guys say they're going to put on a show in their hometown. Or they they're like, oh man, I'm going to bring it back for the city. I'm going to do this and do that. Dustin Poirier reps New Orleans as hard as a man reps the city. I mean, there are some guys who are just like, this is where I'm from and this is my shit, and that's one of those guys that Dustin Poirier is. And I think he's at a point where he does know he has one left, and I think he's going to go out there and give it his all. You know, I truly think so. He didn't have to come back for this one, but he's like, this is a rare opportunity.
I mean, do you see him shooting doubles on Max?
Fuck no. Maybe if it gets late and it's like just dicey and it's a close fight.
I mean, obviously, I think if he gets hurt and stuff like that, then yeah.
I think early on we're going to see these guys swing it out. I think there's no other way, man. I think, especially their second fight, none of that shit.
What are your most shocking results for this fight? That's always one of my favorite things.
I would say either of these guys being flatlined. Either one. Not to say that because they've both been knocked out before. And Max Holloway, the much bigger question is about him.
And Dustin with a head kick too.
Yes,
at that.
Yes. And for Max, dude, we've never seen him get knocked out before. And it just happened. Now, granted, he's moving up a weight class, and he did it the right way, right? He took off a lot of time. It's been almost a year since we've seen Max Holloway. He fought last October. It's mid-July now. So it's been quite a minute, you know? So he did it the right way in terms of coming back. There's a lot of questions. For me, you know, you go back to that second fight, and I think that's a much closer. That's the one you should watch if you're trying to like draw some stuff away from it. I looked it up on MMA decisions. One person scoring it for Holloway, and the vast majority scoring it.
I need to give it a rewatch. I'm sure now I probably might change opinions. Yeah. Which that happens. I've definitely gone back and watched fights and changed opinions. Like I've thought about rewatching GSP Johnny Hendricks to see if maybe I give it to Hendricks.
No, I mean I thought Hendricks clearly won that one, in both in real time and rewatching like 5 years ago. So I'd be very interested to know what you think, but. Yeah, for this third fight, man, I think you watch that second one.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should make that a series where you give me a fight to watch. You're like, hey, I want you to go and rescore this fight.
I think that'd be fun. I like that idea. Kind of like a robbery review type thing, you know?
Yeah, of the week. You give me a fight, we'll talk about it the week before.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we'll make a clip of it.
Yeah, I like that. Anyways, so just to kind of reel it back in, because that's something we'll probably do in the future. Don't look forward to that. But anyway, so Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier III. I'm just gonna cut straight into the prediction. I think that there are some storybook endings for some fighters. I think they get to have that. And as much as it pains me to say it, I don't think Dustin Poirier is going to get to have that on Saturday night. And it's not because, like I said, this is about as pick 'em as it gets. Both guys are coming off losses. Dustin's older. Max coming off the first knockout of his career. There's question marks in both directions. I just think a guy that is the younger one. And here's the thing, too. There's so much pressure fighting in your hometown. Guys have talked about this before.
Retirement fights are never happy.
Yes, they never are, but especially fighting in your hometown. I remember Stipe talking about it. Like, he's like, I wanted this, and then I got there, and it's like, oh, wow, everybody here is riding on my success.
It's every single person. 40th MMA fight.
Yeah.
That's insane.
A lot of miles.
A majority of modern guys won't even make it to that.
Exactly. A lot of miles, and I think for me, it's... Max looked so good against Justin Gaethje, man. He looked so good. Carries the power. He keeps the distance well.
And then you see the performance Gaethje gave to Vaseev.
Exactly. And I like Dustin, but I think he truly put his all into that last fight. His final fight. He thought hitting into that one too. Remember, he was talking about retirement then. We thought maybe that might be the one. Title fight against Islam. He gave it his all, and I think the emotional, kind of fever heading into this fight. There's a lot on Dustin Poirier.
Also, he's already half out, too.
He's already half out. Once your guy's half out, it's like, okay, how much you got left? I think it's going to be a war, but I think Max Holloway's going to bring it back. You know, I think it's going to be probably a back and forth 25-minute fight, but I think Max Holloway's going to get the job done.
Dude, his first 2 wins at 155 could be Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje,
which is insane, literally insane.
Dude, what the fuck? I mean, by the way, this is going to get insane for Max because there's a world where he refights Ilya at 55 after just fighting Ilya, which, granted, this is a conversation for the future. This is not a conversation for now. But just throw it out there, put it in people's head, set the seed.
He wins this fight. And then let's be clear. Dana already said if Islam beats Jack Della Maddalena, they may just book Ilya versus Islam right there.
Which, I mean,
at that point,
they
it's like, dude, Does Max Holloway get a title fight at 155 then for like a vacant title against like Armand or something? What the fuck? Like what a
fucking world we could live in.
Dude, it's like we talk about this. There was so much writing on Jack Della Maddalena in his last fight in the future. There's even more writing on him for this fight.
We should be grateful, dude, because this is such a comeback year from the UFC for coming from that. And granted, there's still issues with the UFC.
There's a lot of issues, but like we're hot right now.
In comparison to last year to this year, dude, this year is like, blows last year out of the water.
It's not like they're getting like that huge, crazy attention, but like the fights are hot right now. There's some good stuff going on. There's stuff to look forward to, and I'm looking forward to this fight on Saturday night. Let's also move down though because I like this main card. It's not a
let's just say it gets weak from here because dude they had to throw the bag at these two guys.
Yeah, it falls off a bit, but I will say these are fun fights. None of these guys are going to fight for a title or even be top 10, I think. But I mean, fun fights. Co-main event: Paulo Costa, Roman Kopylov. Striker's delight. You know, I think it's going to be very, very fun.
Important fight for Paulo, I think.
How much does he have left? At this point in his career, he's lost 4 of 5. Coming off the horrific fight with Sean Strickland, a split decision loss and a split decision because neither one of those guys did anything for 25 minutes. But nonetheless, his only win in the last 5 years was Luke Rockhold in that fight of the year contender. Both guys just trying to kill each other in Salt Lake.
Elevation.
Yeah, that was a fun one. But I mean, I'm just gonna say straight off the bat, I think Roman Kopylov probably get the job.
I'm gonna pick Paulo just because I know he has a lot riding here. Right. I do think Kopylov has a more dynamic striking game.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are just gonna write off Paulo pretty easily.
I think Paulo could win,
which I think is a mistake because he's plus 200. Yeah. He's almost plus 250.
Ooh,
that's what I'm saying. There's some value there, I think.
I'll keep that in mind.
Also, he said, "Hey, I'm not gonna play this shit safe anymore. Like I'm gonna go out there and break shit, you know." So that gives me some hope. There's excitement there. So I'm going Paulo in this. But it's crazy though because these guys are same age, similar record. But Paulo's been in the UFC way longer than Kopylov, so that's pretty wild.
Yeah, man. I think that it's a very interesting fight. Should be a fun one. I do think I'm gonna pick Kopylov. I just like what I've seen out of him, and Costa's been. He's so been hit or miss. Even the fight, like I said earlier, like he's lost, of his last 5. But even just how he's lost those fights, like they're all been so weird. It's so hard for me to like. He got dominated by Izzy. The Vettori fight where he missed weight by like 20 pounds. They had to move it up to light heavyweight, and like a couple eye pokes on that one, got deducted a point. It was a really weird fight. The Rockhold fight at elevation, I don't know what you can take from there. Got dominated by Whitaker. Even then, he knocked.
Also, we didn't even mention like the long stint there where we didn't even know if Paulo was going to be in the UFC.
Yeah. Like after the Vettori fight, he really pissed him off, And then the Strickland fight where neither guys did anything. So it's like, how much can I take away from that? I don't know. But Kopylov I've been impressed with more recently, so I'm going to pick him. Kevin Holland, D-Rod. Banger at 170. If these guys step up and fight the way they should, can D-Rod pull it out at 30 years old? We thought he was done, but he's found a way to kind of rebound 2 wins in a row. I would pick Kevin Holland, but dude, D-Rod, I mean, he's impressed me his last 2 fights. I'll admit it. I really thought he was done.
He's winning, but dude, you look at the competition though.
Obviously, it's the competition. Both those guys.
It's Morono and Ponzi who look like they should be transitioning out.
I don't disagree with you, but I think back to that fight with Gastelum where he was washed to the heavens, where he was throwing like 3 strikes around. So in comparison, I feel like he's brought it back a little bit.
Yeah,
but I don't expect him to win.
You're not wrong, but I think the days of beating like the Leech and Kevin Lees of the world are done.
Yeah, that's done. I think it's probably his last contract. I remember for 279, the game.
He re-signed though. He re-signed a multi-fight contract though, just recently.
Just recently. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then. All right.
I'm sure you could probably look something up later on about it, but that wasn't even that long, and I was like, really?
That's surprising. All right.
Okay. I guess they like D-Rod a lot.
Yeah. Fair enough then. Yeah. I mean, I think Kevin Holland's gonna win though. I mean, 2 wins in a row.
Yeah, I think this should be Holland. He's a younger guy. In my opinion, he's an overall better fighter, better skill set.
Yeah.
Poses danger everywhere. I mean, this should be his fight. If he loses the D-Rod, dude,
I would be shocked.
We're kind of back. Dude, we were kind of talking in this last fight. Okay, we're kind of refocused.
Yes.
It seems like he's motivated again.
That Luque win was a very good win.
It looks like we're back in a narrow path where it looks like he kind of wants to build up to a title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Losing the D-Rod is catastrophic to that, and that will be probably the nail in the coffin for me.
Yeah, Gunny was a good win, even though Gunny's been inactive. That's a very good win for Kevin Holland. Gunny had won a few heading into that. He beat Luque, who had looked really good in his last fight. If you lose to D-Rod at that point, though, 38 years old, I mean, going on 39 in December, you're kind of cooked at that point as far as like a contender in that way. But we'll see what happens, man.